Hey everyone, I'm going to talk about an excellent book, The LinkedIn Edge with Jeb Blount and Brian Tillman. This book, I just got it in my paws about maybe a couple of days back, and I actually ordered this on the 7th of March. When I first picked up the book, right, I've had this aura about Jeb and the work he's done till before. Now, I didn't expect it to feel this timely, but something was bothering me about LinkedIn. LinkedIn has always been this magical place for B2B professionals like myself, right? This is the place where I used to have amazing conversations. I still do. My network expanded, and this is where business happens, right? But lately, that magic feels a little messy. I mean, the feed can sometimes feel like a crowded highway of billboards, all flashing at once. And this was confusing me because I just felt that everyone was selling to everyone, which really means no one is listening and is anyone actually buying when you're not listening. My DMs are typically filled with copy paste pages. They force yourself into your life. The posts have started sounding the same. Voices that are getting lost before they even start because everyone sounds exactly the same, right? And I think this has got to do with AI intervention as well. Now, I do hear people say LinkedIn has become too salesy, too chaotic, and I agree with that. I do. But there are also some very good voices out there. These are the real experts, and they are unfortunately being drowned out by automation and noise. And honestly, they are right, but here's the truth: LinkedIn itself isn't the problem, it's how we and others are using it. So I want to take a different approach this time, right? And this is where I really think that this book, LinkedIn Edge, actually matters. So what Blount and Tillman have done is that they've created a playbook for cutting through the clutter with clarity, authenticity, and strategy. And I'm going to talk about this a bit more. Now, let me start off by saying, that honestly, in summary, the book reminded me one simple reality: real connection still wins. It shows us how to turn down the noise and turn up the signal. And the signal is nothing more than just your voice, your expertise, and your value. So the first big idea is what they call fast prospecting, right? I don't want to give some secrets away, but this is really fantastic. And I would say it's thick enough to whack yourself on the head a few times to get some ideas in, right? Fast prospecting is about speed with precision. You use LinkedIn's tools and data to target intelligently, not desperately. It's about filling the pipeline quickly, but keeping your outreach relevant, personal, and very human. This is very important. Now, fast prospecting is not about spam, it's about strategy. Now, what they do very interesting is that they then flip the perspective with slow prospecting, which is kind of my favorite way of doing things. But this part is very simple. It's about playing the long game. You build familiarity, you build trust, and you do it through consistent small actions. Comment here, share there, engage here, until the prospect already feels like they know you. And you can already sense that this is something that's trickle feed, right? Now, when you finally reach out, you're not a stranger, you're a resource because you've got some name recall. The book then moves from this fast, slow thing to your network is your net worth. And I read that and I intuitively knew what it was about, but I really got so much out of this specific chapter. Every connection is potential energy. When you nurture your network, share value, and stay visible, you multiply your reach. And I was really impressed by that statement, right? And it's not about collecting contacts, it's about cultivating relationships that open doors for years to come. For me, that was very important because for me, I've always said this to people. Having learned from my grandfather, I do believe that selling is multi generational. I know. So thinking that, oh my gosh, this guy's thinking, that's just an old way of thinking. They then move into personal branding. Your LinkedIn profile isn't a resume anymore, it's your storefront. Think about it. Before a buyer ever talks to you, they will visit your page. Yes, your LinkedIn page is a landing page. That's their first impression with you, of you, and this is your silent handshake. So, what Blount and Tillman do is that they actually walk you through how to turn your profile into a magnet that attracts credibility and trust before you even send a message. Finally, the one that I really liked is where they talk about authority and differentiation. In the age of transparency, people buy from people they trust. Jeb and Bryn focus on how to show up consistently, how to share meaningful ideas and engage with your community until you become a voice others look to for direction. This is critical. When that happens, that's when you stop chasing attention and you start earning it, right? In the same way that trust is earned, this is the same metaphor, right, that you have with the buyer seller relationship. Now, here's that fun detail I alluded to earlier. I ordered this book on March 7th, 2025, and it finally arrived 7 months later. Another 2 months and I'd be naming a baby, right? And this is a joke I made with Jeb and Bryn in a post that I made on LinkedIn. Here's what I want to tell the two of them if they're listening. Absolutely worth the wait. Because this book reignites what LinkedIn is supposed to be: a place for genuine connection, professional growth, and smart selling. So, hey, start your smart selling experience by doing one simple thing. You got to bring that magic back. And you need to focus on relationships, because reach and service will become spam if you don't focus on the relationship. So, if you're in sales, marketing, or leadership, and you're ready to stand out instead of blending in with the noise, the LinkedIn Edge is a must read. Highly recommended read from my end. So get it, absorb it, read it, and then read it again. There's just so much to do here, so much to read here. In fact, I'm going to have to reinvent myself just to live up to what this thing is asking of me. I will include a link to Amazon where this book is available. Go for it. And remember, the magic of LinkedIn is still alive. You just need to learn how to use it wisely and make sure it's real magic, not black magic. Thanks for an amazing book, Jeb and Bryn. Thank you very much indeed. Bye bye. Hope this helps everyone.